My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 3rd, 2023. It is 1:02 a.m. So I have some stuff to share with you. So let's go on Twitter. Alright, so let's go over these two. I just saw them. So let's go over them. Alright, let's see what she said. Exactly. I'm so happy to see a growing number of people who get it. Let's see here. It's 1 minute and 35 seconds.
This comment right here.
Okay.
Y'all,
what did the comment say? They want Harry to divorce her, get sole custody of the kids, move back to England, marry a white England rose, and for Meghan to unalive herself. Okay, so let's listen to her. Because this is very small. I had to read it. I didn't see it.
This comment right here. Y'all, they don't even want Archie or Lily. They would prefer just Harry. Think about it. Tell me or show me.
Okay, before she even continue, can you imagine, God forbid, okay, if this comment were to happen? Okay, look how they're treating Harry right now over there. Look how the stepmother's treating Harry right now. Can you imagine if it was to happen? Look how they evicting Harry. They don't even want, they're not even treating Harry like a prince or whatever. But just imagine, okay? But anyway, let me start all over.
This comment right here. Y'all, they don't even want Archie or Lily. They would prefer just Harry. Think about it.
That's right.
Tell me or show me anywhere where you have seen them mention Harry going back to England with Archie or Lily. I wait. They only want him. They want Meghan to be unalived. And I don't think they give two fucks of what happens to Archie or Lily. They would probably, no, they don't even care. Grandma Doria can have them. They only want Harry. William and Harry are considered, they're of course Diana's boys, but then they're also England's boys. So you tell me where you've ever seen where they are saying, oh, Harry, Meghan, or Harry, Archie, and Lily can come on home. Nope, you've never heard it. It's always been Harry coming back home. They want Harry to come home with his tail tucked between his legs, looking apologetic and sorry that he married this American, this actress, this opportunist. They don't care what happens to his children. They only care about him. And like I said before in my previous video, him looking weak and sorrowful looks better than this man out here thriving with his wife and his children.
Wow. Wow, let me read some of the comments. Okay, I recorded a podcast episode about the fact that Harry and Meghan are building a $1 billion brand. There is no way in hell that Harry is returning. 1, he has freedom. 2, he has money. 3, he has love and family. The conversation is over for him. Probably. Okay, who is that? Michelle Jackson. No lies detected. All right. I'd argue they don't care about Harry either. Yeah, they don't really care about the fact that he is thriving and he's always in the news, the overshadowing kind of thing. They don't even care about that. They want him to be controlled by them. Okay? So, this kind of thing. Let me read what's there and then go to the other one that I saw. Yes, the British royal family and media dehumanize Meghan and the children. What she said. All right, let's go back. I say I wanted to hear. Okay, what's this one now? Okay, so this is something else. Since the Sussexes didn't say this, and we are not privy to their thoughts, I gladly refer to Amorosa for the perfect answer. Alright, what is that? Let me go into that. There's two comments in it. Okay, KC3 and his consort Carmilla will eventually reap what they are sowing. Yeah, he can't speak for them either. Alright, so what is that? Scobie, the Sussexes feel that their fragment eviction is a cruel punishment. What? Scobie said that? Scobie said that? Very interesting. I'm surprised Scobie will... But anyway, something is not right here. Very rarely if something is said about... the Sussexes, what is it? Omid Scobie will say the spokesperson or something. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, apparently all that cruelty he did to Diana. Okay, I guess it's KFC3 who here. Apparently all the cruelty he did to Diana was not a one-off thing for the petty king. One thing that unnerves me is why is the king so comfortable with Harry losing his security, knowing how Diana died. Seriously, the king doesn't care if something happened to his son. Yeah, of course. Remember that video that I did since 2000? I think it was since 2000. Okay, it has been done before. That has been in their plan for a very long time. They don't really care. Okay, I'm skeptical on report how the Sussexes feel, etc. But doesn't Scobie have sources in their camp? Okay, I doubt they care. Omid is better than most, but I don't believe everything he posts. We know his sources has been wrong before. All right, let's see here. So I didn't read the article. There's a link here. I did not read the link. So he probably is quoting someone that says something to him by the palace. Okay, they are happily living their best life. They live in a beautiful home in California. All right, so this is the thing that happened over the weekend. That's when he was in the U.S. and Invictus. I think this is Invictus before he married Meghan and all of that. America's Prince Harry. There's that. Okay, this I think I bookmarked it on another somewhere here, but let's read it here. You know what? Should I read it here? All right, let's read it. They cut their fence. We patched the fence. We stopped venturing outside. The garden was in full view of the paps. Next came the helicopter. Sadly, we were going to have to flee. We need to find somewhere new and soon. And that will mean paying for our own security. I went back to my notebook, started contacting security firms again. Meg and I sat down to work out exactly how much security we could afford and how much house. Exactly then, while we were revising our budget, word came down, Pa was cutting me off. That's when they were in Canada. I recognized the absurdity, a man in his mid-30s being financially cut off by his father, but Pa wasn't merely my father, he was my boss, my banker, my controller, keeper of the purse string throughout my adult life. Cutting me off, therefore, meant firing me without redundancy pay and casting me into the void after a lifetime of service, more, after a lifetime of rendering me otherwise unemployable. I fell fatted for the slaughter, suckled like a veal calf. I'd never asked to be financially dependent on Pa. I'd been forced into this surreal state, this unending Truman Show, in which I almost never carried money, never owned a car, never carried a house key, never once ordered anything online, never received a single box from Amazon, almost never traveled on the... There's the... The father cut him off. The part where he said, what was it? He worked, okay, right here. Without redundancy pay. Harry was the only working royal who actually did some work. And then for them to cut him off like that, if he was getting, paid, or he had his own bank account and where every what, every 2 weeks or something they pay him, he will have enough money to take care of himself. But they don't give him that. They control whatever he has, and this is why they want him back. So they want to have that control of him. Okay, let's see here. That was part of this, and we're gonna I think there's a tweet that I came across. I bookmarked it, so we're gonna come across that again. Can not true, I believe this. The Sussexes are seen out for the first time in ages, and late night TV in US is making fun of Charles. 24 hours later, we have the distraction eviction story. It's possible they agreed to it to help Eugenie dad out. Who knows? I don't know, but that came out with that eviction thing. And then we know through the docu-series that Harry and Meghan were moving out already. So this one is the one that I believe the most. This tweet right here. Okay, the main purpose of celebrity is to perpetuate British media narrative and to popularize headline that cast a negative light on the Sussexes. I thought it was, you know, they, what is it? Whatever headlines that they're talking about. Well, very rarely I read their article anywhere, so I usually read the tweets and read the comments, and this is what I usually share with you. So I don't really follow that celebrity thing here. Okay, I just read that Scobie never talked to them. Oh, their spokesperson doing anonymous quote again. Harry and Meghan and their friends talk on the record. He's got a book to share where he had to go back and rewrite a chunk. So close to August release date. Okay. Is it Omid? Omid is writing another book, so I don't know if he's making reference to Omid's book here. Actually, nobody knows how the Sussexes are feeling, for they don't brief the press. The eviction notice is from January, and KFC3 is using it now to distract the public from meddling in politics. Also, he's fuming because his upcoming coronation isn't being hyped enough. That's another thing too. Okay, after these two tweets, that's it. Sound like Scobie Snack. Sound like Scobie Snack is making up stories. Why will Harry and Meghan be gutted about evicted? They practically moved out months ago. Okay, again, and I said for the third time, Charles is Prince William. Camilla is running the show. All right, let's go to my next tweet. These two tweets that I just shared with you, they were just popped up on my timeline and I decided to share it with you. Alright, that's this here. Prince Andrew. Okay, there's that celebrity thing here. I usually think of it as they're making reference to other articles. I never thought they creating or they are some news source or something like that. I never click. I don't know if I have clicked on their link before. It's very rare, very rare. I usually share their tweets though and read their comments. That's all. Okay, Prince Andrew and the Sussexes evictions are about money, not malice. So there's my comment here. Well, since it's about money, they better pay the Sussexes back. 8 people like it. Okay, if Bill and family are going to take over Royal Lodge, it's always about more houses for them. It's like they are collecting them on the public's money. There's a rolling eye. Then why can't Andrew take Adele Cottage? Harry and Meghan were paying fair market rent on Frogmore Cottage, and now Charles III is losing that income. Okay, they look ridiculous in those uniforms. How about William and Kate's 4 homes? Okay, I didn't read the article for me to. I guess they're taking the Frogmore Cottage to give to. I'm assuming because I didn't read the article, to give to Andrew. So now they're saying, how about 4 of William's home? Why they don't take 1 of them to give to Andrew or something like that? Okay. It's not about money. How does evicting the Sussexes who pay rent to move Andrew from Royal Lodge to Frogmore so William can have Royal Lodge bring his homes to a grand total of 5 or 6? I've really lost count. If this is about money, then they really do need to focus more on math. That's for sure. This is why I say, if this is about money, give the Sussexes back the money. Because remember, Meghan and Harry, the Sussexes, pay for the renovation. So if they are being evicted, so they need to get their money back. Okay, they need to pay back Andrew £7 million and Harry close to £2.4 million. That will make the dent on the Crown Bank account. Alright, after this, that's it. Harry and Meghan were paying their own way, not through the taxpayers, so that lie doesn't stand. But it's okay for Andrew to pay instead of the Sussexes. Will the taxpayers be footing his bill? What is he doing to get paid? Well, I guess the money he's receiving from the army or something? I don't know. Will that be enough? Or is that enough, close to the amount that Harry and Meghan were paying? Okay, about money, how poor are they again? I'm not buying it. Then Charles also reneged on titles for the other brother, Edward, that he promised. It's a character pattern. His words and promises mean nothing. He has no integrity. Of course, Chuck always short of money. He like people give him cash and bags and suitcases. Now he wants to make money from his own son and daughter-in-law. That side piece cost him a lot to keep. He even have to pay her children. Poor Chuck. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Still about the eviction thing here. Yeah, this eviction thing is a way to attract attention. Oh, there's a video. Alright, let's see him. I hope Harry never comes back and cut ties with the Val family, especially that so-called father of his. No contact, nothing. That's what I will do. But then again, I already have cut my toxic family out of my life, and it's done me a lot of good. King Charles the Cruel. Alright, so that's a retweet from Good Morning Britain. Okay, it's revenge. When you go against family, you are disloyal. But they keep on forgetting the nonsense they put Harry through. The nonsense. Remember, Harry is a grown man. He married and he has children, and they keep on saying, like, especially, okay, if we, for people who's not even aware of some of the things, but at least this was in court documents. Okay, just look when the tabloid, where Meghan was suing the tabloid because they intercept her letter and print it out there, and Meghan sued them for invading her property, her privacy. Just look in that aspect alone. Okay, you have the brother, Harry's brother, who tried to backstab. Let me pause this. Who tried to backstab Meghan? Okay, send his workers to talk against, Meghan.
Have been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point. And unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
Okay, to help the papers. So that alone, just tell me, if these people were actually a loving, caring family, or who meant well for Harry, why would they go and try to interfere in Harry's wife's lawsuit? Why? Just think of that as well. Okay, that had absolutely nothing to do with the royal family. The lawsuit had absolutely nothing to do with the royal family. Why would William interfere in Meghan's lawsuit? Okay, why didn't he just mind his own business? Why did he feel like he had to send Jason Knuff to help the tabloid? That alone, just tell me. Okay? What would you do if that was you or your wife, or if you are the wife of, a brother-in-law that is doing that to you? Tell me, would you like that? Okay? Meghan didn't ask anybody for help. She was doing it, taking care of it on her own. Okay? When she wanted to sue, trying to follow protocol, okay, asked the palace to do something about it. They keep on putting it off until she decided to do it on her own. They were never going to help her. All right? All this is documented. You could look at the Netflix series. Where did it say it? Documents after documents. I don't know. Definitely, court document could verify that. Okay? Let's see here. And ITV also have her lawyer talking about it.
Ted Verity, the editor of the Mail on Sunday, said in his signed witness statement that he had been given information that helped support Associated's case. He said this information came from a senior palace source, and he said in his witness statement this was, quote, not gossip or tittle-tattle.
What does that mean?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household,
William and Kate,
according to the Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
Okay, when you go against family, you are disloyal. Meghan and Harry, like for instance, they really saying that about the royal family. They go against Harry, so they are, the royal family is disloyal to Harry. Okay, Meghan and Harry have been left stunned after it has been reported that Prince Charles plans to move Prince Andrew into their former UK home. Is it fair that Harry and Meghan have been kicked out of Frogmore Cottage? Okay, let's listen. This is 2 minutes and 1 second. I'm gonna stop in between, and I don't know, maybe I'll put screenshot. Lately I've been being flagged for those videos, even though I stop in between.
I think so far, the way that the palace, and including the Queen when she was still with us, but King Charles, they've behaved in a way which has risen above all the allegations, all the muck, if you like, that Harry and Meghan have thrown in their direction. This represents a change of tact. I mean, this is revenge. This is a petty move. They have plenty of palaces and properties. They don't particularly need this small cottage that was hardly being used until Harry and Meghan were gifted it by the Queen.
Okay, he's making sense here. It was very rarely being used until Harry and... Yeah, this is very petty. But I don't think Harry and Meghan care, okay? Any noise that you're hearing, Meghan said, Harry said, the Sussexes said, or anything like that, it's nonsense. All right, let's finish this.
You think it's revenge. What specifically do you think it is revenge for? Is it what Prince Harry wrote in his memoir about his father? Or is it what he wrote in his memoir about his father's wife?
Then we hear, Charles have wrote books and said worse thing about his family, his mom and dad. Harry didn't say anything that's not, the public doesn't know. Well, there's some stuff he said in the book, it's revelation to us, but we suspect those things before. We've seen acting out already. But let's listen.
Stepmother, Camilla, the Queen Consort.
Or was it, there's a lot of things that perhaps you could argue that the royals would feel they could get revenge for, or would want to get revenge for, because since leaving Britain, Harry and Meghan have obviously embarked on this policy of trying to lift up the curtain and show some of the more grisly sides of the royal family. But,
not really. Even though this guy is making sense, but not really. It's just stuff that they're being said about them, and they have to reveal it and make it, because the tabloid have been putting nonsense on the tabloid about them. So Harry wants people to know the other side of things. And the book wasn't really that, I don't know. He didn't trash the family. I don't know what these people see, but whatever. The royal family always have that evil-minded, evil-spirited. They always feel like they have to inflict pain onto other people. So this is the thing that they're going by. And thank God Harry and Meghan are above that, and they're moving forward. And they feel threatened by it because they are thriving. The thing is, they are making money. They don't like that. And then there's the book Harry was promoting. He's on national TV. They try their best. When I mean they, the royal family, they try their best to ruin Harry's reputation. They try, especially Meghan. Forget that. They try. Okay? But the American people are smarter than that. They go beyond that. They see what is happening. Okay, but the royal family, they have control of the UK's mind. They thought that they could do that to the American people. Maybe there are some American people who buy it, but not everybody. Okay?
This is an action, I think, that King Charles has taken as a king rather than as a father, because you don't want to cut off ties with your children. No matter how bad things get, if you love your children, you will still want to keep that.
But just remember what I've said about Charles with Diana's children. I don't think he has any feeling for anything that had happened between him and Diana. The love, the affection, nothing. Whatever he produced with Diana was never there. Okay? And I think the same thing goes with, what's the other one? The other brother. Alright? And I won't be surprised. Something is boiling down behind closed doors, and if the one who thinks he's the heir to the throne thinks this is for him, this is another episode. We're gonna hear some stuff later on. I truly believe there's something boiling down behind closed doors. But let's continue.
It wouldn't have happened if the Queen had still been with us.
Well, I think that Prince Charles and King Charles are actually showing themselves to be two very different people, very different characters. Yeah.
I don't think it's cutting ties. I really don't think it's revenge. I think that's really strong. We have family feuds, and at the same time, they're probably still going to be invited, and they still can make their own way to live wherever they need and afford whatever security they require. I really do think that at the same time, when you are going against family, you are, disloyal, you're saying certain things, it's a normal reaction for family feuds to not have the perks, to not actually...
So far...
Did she finish? I think let's see.
Normally, and they have stepped down as royalty.
Okay, but whatever. Okay, it's the royal family who's doing things to Harry and Meghan. If they weren't getting involved into Harry and Meghan's business, if they just let them do the work, okay, if they just let Harry and Meghan do the work and mind their business, don't go into their private life, nothing would have happened. Look, the moment Meghan was over there, how much work she had done for the Brits. Okay, they didn't like the fact that Meghan was doing good at everything that she did, and then every work that Meghan did overshadowed them and showed their incompetency of everything that they've been doing, lying to the public. Okay, so they had to interfere. For them, okay, for the royal family, this little nonsense that's going on, the inflicting pain onto Harry and Meghan, this is how they thrive. They love that. But Harry and Meghan are not about that. But whatever. But since this is what is being talked about, I'm sharing with you. Because I really don't think Harry and Meghan care. They move out. They're doing their own thing. Okay? They don't need the royal family to pay for anything that they need. And that also pisses the royal family off as well. They wanted Harry and Meghan to be in... Well, let's forget about Meghan. Especially the first video that I was showing you a few minutes ago where that lady was saying they only want Harry. Okay? They don't even want Meghan. Okay? They wanted Harry to be in need of them. Financially, emotionally, all of this. Okay? But now that Harry is doing well without them, that pisses them off. Okay? And that's why they always find something to create something to bother Harry and Meghan. And thank God Harry and Meghan are in their bubble. They're doing whatever it is that they want to do. So I'm not even going to go in the comment, but that's it. Okay, this is a retweet. She didn't have any comment in here. Oh, I guess they removed the comment. There was one comment I saw before. But let's go. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, still about the same topic, eviction. Okay, the celebrity again. Is that the same thing? The Sussexes were initially giving a few weeks to pack up and leave the keys. All right, so there's that here. All right, the Sun, eviction notice, dear tenant Harry. Okay, that was from one of the tabloid. What? Okay, so that's recently, March 2nd, yesterday. Okay. Yeah, they're just making noise. Okay, is Meghan and Harry in the UK? No. Okay. We even saw in the Netflix docu-series where Harry and Meghan were packing. Alright? So this is purely noise. Okay? I'll read this, but whatever. Eviction notice. Dear tenant Harry and Meghan, you are hereby giving an eviction notice to vacate Frogmore Cottage, Windsor, immediately after one's coronation in May. The reason for this eviction notice is your ghastly book, the appalling Netflix series, and making the United States your country of primary residence. Signed this day, January 11, 2023. Whatever. Alright? Majesty, His Majesty King Charles, we're off. Alright, this is just purely noise. There's this here. Alright, let's see here. Read some of the comment. Okay, this is childish notice at the level of their childish king behavior. That's what I see too. As if Harry and Meghan will attend this clownery. We shall see, because during Prince Philip's funeral and many other things I was saying, don't go, but he went. We shall see. Maybe this time this is it. He may not go. Alright. As if Harry and Meghan will attend his clownery. I hope they will never come back until they buy the most expensive mansion in UK. Okay, the truth is always gonna come out. They sent the eviction on the day after the release of Spare by Prince Harry, only to make themselves look like petulant fools on a world scene because they can smell the odor of difference between their foot and mouth and buns. Either way, step talk or full of crap. You all don't find it strange that right is everyone was talking about her No celebrity wanted to perform at the coronation. This news breaks. Meghan and Harry are in California. They haven't been living there for a while now. Why would anyone be interested in the story? That's the thing here. Alright. After this, there's a video I have of him. I think it's here as well. Alright, let's see. Note the language. They have to pack their bags after the coronation. Is this just a desperate ploy to make them return to the coronation? But you have to come. How will you get your stuff? Why won't you bow down and prove you love me? Alright, there's that. Okay, because worst father ever. Because I am petty as F, I come the week before the chubby and stay the whole week, appear around London daily, do walkabout, visit charity. I'm telling you, in one video I said that. I said I'll do that, but don't show up at the coronation. Alright, visit charities and go out to restaurants and clubs for the whole week, then hand over the keys and fly home on Friday before the big day. This one is even petty. Can you imagine that? Alright, let's see here. P.S. I hope the Sussexes fly in for a 24-hour blitz to pack everything up and then leave without seeing anyone, and I hope they do it in the next few weeks, well before the Chubbly. Chubbly, that's the way they call it. Who leaked all this to the press? The Crown Estate is fortunate to not be dealing with my petty self on this issue, because I will have contractors in there to strip out anything purchased with my money, and the place will be left with no faucet. Drawer pools. Can you imagine that? I'll go into that. There's 3 comments in that. Okay, I think if they have anything left there, trucks were loaded last year. They should bring the kids to Great Britain, celebrate Archie's birthday on the day. No one will pay attention to Chuck. I won't do that. Okay, as if they didn't show that they had already been packing their belongings way back in the docu-series. Alright, let me read these 3 comments and then go to the next one. Alright, you and me both. My pettiness level knows no bound. Sledgehammer anyone. This is commercial. Okay, I'll be going after the wiring. What is it? I remember when my cousin used to have a construction company. When we do renovation for HUD, they don't put copper tubing anymore, okay, for heating or water, whatever, because they used to come, those people, it could even be the contractors who come back and take those copper piping out. So they put those other tube. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. There's a video here. Is that the James one? Yep, that's the James one. Okay, James is on target. He said what he said. Cool King Charles. Okay, it's 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Let's see.
Just imagine that Charles was persona non grata with the right-wing media, and that he had betrayed. This is how you'd write it. Charles betrays his late mother's wishes by depriving Harry of a home in England's green and pleasant land. I'd add that bit as well, a little bit of William Blake there. You can almost.
But look what they did to Camilla. Then before the Queen died, and they said they will call her Queen Consort. And as soon as she died, she sent the letters or whatever to news outlet for them to call her Queen. Forget, to drop off the concert, call her Queen. All right, so he's been doing that already. Let's continue.
Almost hear Hubert Parry tuning up in the background. Cruel Charles, callous Charles. I can't quite get the alliteration. Just sounds a tricky. Cheesy doesn't work. So Cruel Charles betrays. Cruel Charles betrays late Queen's wishes by stealing Harry's home. Second line. Harry and Meghan denied place in England's green and pleasant land by jealous parent. You see how it would work? Because the Queen gave them a house and he's taken it away. So betraying the late Queen's wishes. That is how. Churlish Charles? Thank you. Churlish Charles? Yeah, Churlish Charles. It's tricky that, because you're weighing up the alliteration with the stronger adjective. So Cruel Charles is much stronger. Churlish Charles. Churlish Charles works pretty well, actually. Churlish Charles steals Harry's house. There it is. Churlish Charles steals Harry's house. Second line, late Queen cruelly betrayed by brutal eviction. That's the story, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Churlish Charles has stolen Harry's house. The late Queen wanted him to have it. He spent 2.3 million quid tarting it up, and money he repaid actually to the public purse after stepping down from royal duties. And lo and behold, Charles has demonstrated his, according to newspapers, he's demonstrated, let me tell you what the Daily Mail have to say about it, because we could always do with a laugh. Charles evicting Harry and Meghan from Frogmore is the act of a king putting his country first. I love showing you.
His country is first, but Harry has done that. He returned the money. He returned the money. Oh my Lord, these people, I can't wait for karma to come for these people.
How twisted the media is, because if you're not an anorak like me, you probably don't notice. So that headline could easily be exactly the same story. Churlish Charles steals Harry's house. We got it. Callous King. Callous King steals Harry's house. That's come from Grant. He's doing a shift as a sub-editor today. Home is better than house, thank you. We're doing this together. Callous King steals Harry's home. Brutal betrayal of late Queen's wishes. That's it, right? Callous King steals Harry's home. Brutal betrayal of late Queen's wishes. And then you'd have people like Amanda Platel writing articles about how terrible he's trampling upon the grave of his beloved mother. It's so awful. It's just pathetic. It is absolutely, it's the infantilization of a nation. I mean, it's been underway for hundreds of years, but occasionally the absurdity, the hypocrisy, the base corruption of it is so irresistible.
All right, let's read some of the comments. There's this.
Imagine that
Charles must be the greatest wimp of all time because of your adulterous partner and your own inability to put your children in check. You felt justified to deprive your flesh and blood of a place in his place of birth. Shame on you. Okay, 10 point Carmilla and Bulliam are pure evil racists. They will never know peace. And I tell you, these racists will meet their karma and it won't be kind. Okay, Calicious King steals Harry's home. Okay, Mr. James, don't forget the Queen's promised Eddie to give him Duke of Edinburgh title on wedding day to Sophie. Charles has renegade on all Queen's promises, including Queen's consort title for Camilla. Yep, there's that I was saying. I think Princess Diana could be buried at Frogmore with reading spare. Okay, the accuracy. Okay, love this guy. All right, let's go to the next tweet. That's a video as well. I'm sorry, I may have to put screenshot instead of letting the video play fully because YouTube have not been very kind to me with these videos, and that one as well. All right, let's see here.
Hello, Jeremy. Hi.
All right, this is 1 minute and 28 seconds, and there's another one 1 minute and 3 seconds. All right, so we're gonna listen to both of them. Screenshot only, but you'll hear the audio. All right. This is Dr. Schuller who tweeted those videos. Quote, I find it repugnant the way King Charles continually demonstrates such lack of good judgment and poor character regarding Harry and Meghan. His character and judgment as a father and king are totally substandard. Alright, let's see. And like some of the comments that I read prior, is that they want to change the narrative because people were talking about celebrities who's not coming to the coronation and other things. So they want to change the topic, right?
Oh, hello, Jeremy. Hi, everyone on the panel. I find it repugnant the way King Charles continually demonstrates such lack of good judgment and poor character on a number of issues, but particularly with Harry and Meghan. I have no doubt in my mind that the eviction of Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage is not a spontaneous thing. I'm sure it's been in the offing for a while, but this was an opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. One, pay back for Harry's book Spare, and two, to distract the public from King Charles's first political role over Brexit because of his meeting with the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen.
I did. I saw pictures, but I didn't read them. I saw pictures. I didn't read it. Okay. I didn't read it. I saw him shaking hand with somebody, but I just brushed it off. Okay, so I didn't know about that. I saw it. If I had read it, maybe I would have known. Okay.
We can all see through this. But the fact that King Charles, as a father, decided that he's going to use his power and as king to take from Harry and Meghan a home bestowed upon them by the Queen, a home renovated at Meghan's cost, and knowing fully well the security issues around them, because this is their second home, and Meghan has had, death threats. The fact that he made the choice to do this shows a level of, I would say, pathetic pettiness and cruelty that is unworthy of a king.
The other thing as well, I don't know if Meghan, because from what I've heard, I think it was through the docuseries or the Spare, Meghan bought furniture with her own money. So I just wish this is made public. If they have left furniture, okay, because remember, Harry and Meghan wanted Frogmore Cottage to be a place when they go over there to stay. Okay, this is why they probably were paying home. So to disrupt that, maybe, just maybe, Meghan and Harry probably left furniture, let's say sofa, bed, if there's no closet, they have armoire or some sort of a things there. Can you imagine if Harry and Meghan decided to call a charity and said, look, I have this, you could go and take it. I would love this to be overshadowed, because what's good it is for them to ship it to the United States. It will cost them much more to have it shipped and then to just buy a brand new one in the US. I wish Meghan and Harry call a charity and say, go to Frogmore and pick this particular furniture and donate it to whatever. Alright, so that's that.
Okay.
Charles continually places the royal family in such significant reputational risk. I find his character and judgment totally substandard.
All right, let's see this one here. I agree with Dr. Shola too, by the way. Okay, this is the next one she retweeted. Quote, it's nonsense that the royal family don't have enough wealth or properties to house one of their most disrespectable and inglorious members, Prince Andrew, by taking Frogmore Cottage from Harry and Meghan and giving it to him. Again, it's for the headline. Okay, there were too many things. I didn't know about that particular political aspect that he was doing. I didn't know about it. But I thought because of so many high-profile musicians, singers were not showing up. They said they're not going to the coronation. I think Jules was one of the last one that I heard and said, I'm paraphrasing. She's not coming. Charles have enough Jules to deal with it. He doesn't need her. All right. So that's that. And then putting Andrew into the mix is another level of things. Remember the reputation of Andrew with Epstein and all of that with Virginia Giuffre. That's another level of things to stir things up, because they always, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with these people, they always feel like putting Harry and Andrew on the same kind of level of of level of disrespect is the same. I don't know. Harry didn't do anything. Okay, he was just protecting his family. But Andrew, the kind of reputational damage he has done to himself and the royal family, it's unheard of. It's unmatched to Harry is not even near that sphere of disrespectful, of embarrassment. All right, let's see here. Let's listen.
As well, he's moved Andrew in, apparently.
You cannot tell me, Jeremy, that with all of the wealth and properties they have, that they do not have a home available for one of their most disreputable and inglorious members of their family, Prince Andrew. This is nonsense, right? As I said, they're trying to kill two birds with one stone. And let me tell you this. for anyone trying to raise the point that, well, the Frogmore Cottage is mostly empty, I'm sorry, a number of people have second homes. And yes, the second home is empty until they come there. That's none of your business. When Harry and Meghan choose to come to England, choose to
That's
use
it.
the Frogmore Cottage.
That's what Harry had said it. He wanted a home when he goes to, he wanted to keep Frogmore Cottage when he goes to England to do business. That's where he will go. But guess what? Anyway, they're making the choice for him because I don't think Harry was safe over there anyway. Remember, there was a saying that a couple months ago, could have been sometime last year, where they're saying William is moving somewhere close to the Frogmore Cottage area, whatever. And my response to that was they wanted to know that, I think that was before the Queen passed. They wanted to see when Harry and Meghan are in and out. Okay, so they could spew nonsense to the tabloid. All right, but now they're making it even better for him. When Harry comes to the UK, nobody needs to know. He could stay at a hotel, make some deal with people, come and give a pseudonym or something as disguise and go over there. Only the hotel people make some deal with them and say, I'm coming here. Or even with a friend, a trusted friend. Okay, stay over there for a few, or don't even. Probably just fly. What country that's close to England where they could, or maybe Ireland or something like that. One of those countries that's close to England. Stay over there, and then when it needs to do the business, fly into England and do that thing, and then fly back out. So they're making the case for Harry and Meghan anyway to be much safer.
That's none of your business. The fact that it's empty is not a reason to give it to Andrew. But I'm sure Harry and Meghan will be fine. I have no doubt they have enough money to buy another property of their own. They're going to have to figure out security. But I'm saying that King Charles right now, this is not what a good father does. It's not what a good father does at all.
Exactly. I agree with Dr. Shola. Let's read what's there because I'm almost an hour and I have a lot more. Okay, that Frogmore property was abandoned for years. Servant quarters made up of rooms which Harry and Meghan paid £2.4 million to renovate and turn it into a family home. It's now being used by that man to humiliate them. What a shame. Harry should get back the £2.4 million from his family. Yep, that's what I think too. There's a clap. Well done. Harry needs to go ahead and drop the remaining 400 pages of his book, Charles is Evil. God don't like ugly. I'm telling you, that 400 pages, they're pushing his hand. You said it all. Tampon, the racist is evil and his day is coming. Believe me, God hates evil, racist individuals, and their karma is coming to Tampon, Carmilla, Bulliam, and Kate. Karma is always collecting its bills. Okay, there's no period. That is like one sentence. Alright. He cheated on Princess Diana from the jump and never really wanted her. Are we really surprised? That's another thing. They chose to leave. Yeah, they chose to leave, but the Queen gave... Wow, I don't know. What a gift. This gift is the worst gift ever. Maybe it's that monkey off their back anyway. So they done with it. Next tweet. Throwback Meghan, 2nd March 2021. Meghan won her summary judgment. Okay, let's see here. Taliban Chris. Taliban Chris, I never heard of that. Was upset that Meghan won. Okay, that was out of the blue. Meghan wins another fight with Mel on Sunday. Her privacy was breached by the newspaper when it was published, said the Court of Appeal. The Mail on Sunday wanted this thing to go for a full trial, but they've lost. Okay, he's just reporting that. Okay, let's see that one now. This means there won't... Okay, there's the part here. This means there won't be a messy trial. The Court of Appeal stand by the original decision by the High Court, which made a summary judgment in Meghan's favor, meaning it was all decided without trial. That decision stand. I hope she won her case in Florida as well. Meghan's admission that she forgot about a meeting with the authors of favorable Finding Freedom book and her press secretary was, said the Court of Appeal, an unfortunate lapse of memory, but it did not change the ruling that her privacy was breached. What is it? That letter with what's the other one? Jason Kanoff. All right, we have that letter, but I don't think Harry met I'm saying Harry. I don't think Meghan met with Omid. Okay, there was a middleman, which was JK, to meet with with Omid. And I've said in other video, words can be miscued, whatever, because JK was not being paid or was not hired by Harry or Meghan. He was hired by William. So it could easily be, because these people are above the law. They feel like they have the right to do whatever they feel they want to do. Okay, it could easily be whatever Meghan told Jason Kunoff. Okay, whatever Meghan told Jason Kunoff to tell Omid, and then if the other brother, the one who personally pay Jason Kunoff and knows what Meghan said to Jason Kunoff, and decided to tell Jason, don't tell them what Meghan said, tell Omid what I said, whatever it may be. I don't know. Okay, and then there's this other aspect on the court case nobody seems to be talking about. And the first judgment, was it the first judgment, or when it comes to get paid? Okay, the judgment, how much, who gets what. Remember, Jason said he was co-author of the letter as well. So when the judgment came, he was supposed to come to trial, to court, and admit what part of the letter that he was supposed, he claimed he was the co-author of. Okay, he never showed up. Remember that part. So Jason Kunoff had all the opportunity to show up and tell his side of the story. He never did. So we cannot just sit here and said whatever the admission or whatever. Okay, so nobody's talking about that. All right, there's Chris again. He is the key, but in the Court of Appeal ruling, quote, the Court of Appeal upheld the judge's decision that the Duchess had reasonable expectation of privacy in the content of the letter. I don't know why these people felt it was a surprise. There's Charles have sued for that same kind of thing here, where letters he have written to officials, which I think, in my humble opinion, should have been public, because he is the head of the, well, not at that time, he wasn't the head, but he was working under the sovereign. Okay, he wrote a letter as a part of the sovereign and to another official. This is part of for the country, so this should have been made public. But no, he claimed it was privacy and he won. So with that aspect alone, people should not be surprised by it. And I think, I could be wrong, Anne have sued for the same thing. So I don't know why these people expect something completely different for Meghan. Let's see if I could read it. The Court of Appeal, Sir Godfrey was Master of the Rolls, giving the lead judgment, with which Dame Victoria Sharp, President of the Queen's Bench Division, and Lord Justice Ben agreed, upheld the judge's decision that the Duchess had a reasonable expectation of privacy in the content of the letter. Those content were personal, private, and not matters of legitimate public interest. Remember how this letter came about. For those who may not aware, this letter came about when Meghan's family were going, especially the father, was going on national television saying nonsense. Okay, so the royal family wanted Meghan to put a stop to it, to talk to the father and say stop doing that. Okay, and then it was suggested for her to go to Mexico. Okay, fly to Mexico and talk to the father and to stop it. Like there's no phone calls. I don't know. And who suggests to write a letter? I don't remember who said, was it the Queen or Charles who said write a letter or something like that. Somebody suggested to her, or Meghan suggested to write the letter. I don't remember who. So the letter was written. So they were aware the letter was going to be written. So someone had to tell the paper, go intercept the letter. And we have pictures of the father with one of those journalists, okay, those royal rats taking pictures with the father or whatever. Okay, so this is how the letter came about. And let's not forget also as well, they were the one who stirring the family, okay, to talk nonsense on national television.
That may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner, and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
They were the one who stirring the family, okay, to talk nonsense on national television.
True, because remember, I know that was set up pack shots, but remember he was filmed, the dad, getting measured for the suit, reading up about England. So if he wasn't invited, that doesn't even make sense. And I know the Paps set him up with that, but that was on the pretense that he was going to the wedding. So what she's saying doesn't add up.
Well, why don't we get her on next week? For a better interview.
We're not paying her $200 for an interview.
It's not true because...
Okay, it was a campaign. Okay, the article in the Mail on Sunday interfere with the Duchess' reasonable expectation of privacy and were not a justified or proportionate means of correcting inaccuracies about the letter contained in an article published on 6 February 2019 in People magazine in the USA. Alright, so that's that. What else do they have here? Meghan granted £450,000 interim payment in Mail on Sunday privacy case. Lord Palmolive is saying King Charles II is being vindictive by taking away Frogmore Cottage, and the royal family pretending that they didn't care about Spare by Prince Harry was a lie because they acted 2 days after the book was out. Oh, what is it when you look at the eviction letter? They put the date there. Yes, they were saying they didn't care about it, they didn't listen, they didn't hear, whatever. Please, these people, they love trouble. All right, I have another one, plenty more. All right, I'm probably gonna have 2 videos, but I'm gonna continue straight and cut it into half. So there's more videos here. Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna pause in between. Where did it start? Oh, it started here. So I did this, there's that. Okay, some have, okay, so it is a thread. Okay, some have said they still be invited to the coronation, so the king isn't being vindictive. Whatever. Okay, now he trying to pretend that the Sussexes being at risk in the UK is invalid. California has a higher crime rate. Whatever. Now he's saying that the private invitation has been sent to them, but he doesn't think they will come. He coming or welcome. There's the ruling eye by the family. All right. Is it me? Does it sound like Palmolive from Carnival of so-called experts sound like he's worried that King Charles II has done this to the Sussexes because it is making them look vindictive on the world stage, and this invitation to the Corrie is just a smokescreen of hating. Okay, 1 minute and 45 seconds.
They've been asked to vacate the property, so it's and you know, during the day yesterday, before that, it became very clear that it was right that they'd been asked to leave, I'm one of our colleagues was just saying before we started that he couldn't believe it. Anybody was surprised about it, given what's happened. But I have to say I was surprised because it goes against some of the briefing that's been taking place. That the king wanting to take the higher moral ground, not react publicly, not.
Okay, listening to him talking here, he just want to be somewhat centrist, be in the middle, because remember, the propaganda, the nonsense they've been spewing is not working. So he's trying to be somewhat in the middle now, okay? Because the world is watching. He wants to sound reasonable. That's what I'm saying here. But they all knew, okay?
That he loves both his sons.
Yeah,
they
right.
Remain very much loved son and daughter-in-law, and we know that when they came back for the Jubilee last year, a very senior royal official went out of his way to brief the media at a financial briefing that
went out of his way. They love to brief on the media. They didn't go out of their way. They love to do that. They wanted to do it, not out of their way. But anyway,
King had been delighted to meet up with Harry and Meghan again and to see his grandchildren.
Oh, please.
So, and there's been...
He wanted to look good, to write something positive about him. So, this is just BS. Nonsense for the people to eat up.
Some people, not the palace officially, I have to say, but some people in the royal circle sort of talking up the idea of a reconciliation before the coronation. And it's hard to see any of that happening.
Burning bridges, like one of the tweets that I read on another video. All right, so it's a long thread, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. What else is he saying?
Sold off to the public. This will still be part of the royal estate, the Windsor estate. And you might have someone new moving into it from the royal family.
Well, yes, there's, as far as we understand it, the king would like Prince Andrew to move in there. The background to this is a rationalisation of royal finances that, Andrew,
this is just BS. I'm letting you guys listen to it, but this is just BS.
He was obviously no longer a working member of the family. The king appears to be saying behind the scenes that he doesn't believe that Andrew, who shares the property with his ex-wife, he lives in one wing and she lives in another. It's a 30-room property.
Wow.
Set in 98 acres of land.
30-room property. 30. Wow. Okay.
The king seems to believe that Andrew won't be able to afford to stay there. I'm not sure. I don't believe that's necessarily the case because we've also been hearing from friends of Andrew. He doesn't have anybody authorised to speak on his behalf officially at the moment, but we've been hearing that he's got a £10 million war chest ready to try to clear his name, possibly overturn...
Clear his name? What's there to clear after that Virginia Giuffre Epstein thing? There's nothing.
Out of court settlement he reached with Virginia Giuffre over her claims of that she was trafficked and forced to have sex with him when she was 17. So he does appear to have money. We think he's inherited money from his mother, but for whatever reason, the king seems to want him out and out of Royal Lodge. Again, there's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle put together here. There's been some speculation that...
the sense that I'm getting here? I don't know. There's a possibility Charles probably see things is gonna wrap up. All right? Remember, Camilla's by his side and she's a smart cookie. Cruel, but smart. They're probably wrapping things up. Probably gonna sell things off, collect the money, and then if they throw them out of the country, they abolish the monarchy. So at least they have the money for those property, and those property will not be going back to the public. I don't know. This is something that just crossed my mind. Who knows?
He would like William and Kate to move into Royal Lodge, and they've vacated. Well, they haven't vacated, but their official residence, Apartment 1A at Kensington Palace.
Yeah.
A 21-room apartment, massive place. They're not really living there. They haven't retained it as their official residence, and their team is still holding.
How many times these people have to be moving? Kate and William and them. William and them. How many times they have to move? My goodness, another 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Refurbishing it, which they paid back.
Yes,
so they have actually invested millions of pounds into this property.
Yeah. So this property, I think it's owned by the Crown Estate, but it is part of what's known as the occupied royal palaces. So it's sort of brought with it.
I don't understand. This was a gift, and then they spend their own money to put it up to standard. How is this possible? Well, then again, this is what happened when there's a country where there's a monarch. So you have no say. I think the best thing for Harry and Meghan, because there's so many branches of things they could argue, the best thing is just let it be. Just let them be. Let them be petty as F. Thank God. God is rewarding them with good things, projects and people are willing to work with them to make more money and all of that, just ignore. Don't even step over there. All right, if they want, they could buy a huge house somewhere, I don't know, maybe in Italy. All right, somewhere in Italy. Forget the UK. Some huge mansion in Italy. Something like that. Forget that. And then make it public. Let people know this is huge mansion. Something like Versailles. This is where they're living. Okay? My goodness.
In the royal, because the Crown Estate really very little to do with the king. He owns it in name only. It's an independent property company set up to make profits for the government.
That's what I'm saying.
But yes, the taxpayer spent £2.4 million and probably a bit more, but 2.4 million was the bit that was declared in one financial year, and then I think there was further spending the following year on refurbishing it for them, because it was originally 5 separate properties, or previously 5 separate properties for staff. Brought it all together, made it into a luxury 5-bedroom house, and when they quit their royal duties, they agreed to repay the taxpayer for that money, and also paid rent up front for several years. We were told.
That's what I was aware of.
At the annual, if I remember rightly, the annual finance briefing, which happened in September in 2020. It's usually in the summer, but because of COVID and everything, there was a delay. So yeah, it's intriguing. As I say, I think many people, and we're seeing quite a few comments here
saying, "Well done, yeah, Sheila said."
Well done. I think the public, the British public, majority of the British public has lost patience with them, and
with them who
will support what the King's done here.
And of course,
and I think the idea that he's doing this for the nation, or he's doing this...
this is just BS. This is just BS. But okay.
But the idea that he's... this is not...
Oh, it's finished. Was it recently Harry donate, is it Wellchild, for the spare? There was some money that he donated to Wellchild. Was it £300,000 or something? So there's another one, 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
And nobody moves in. I don't know. That's good. I mean, I suppose what they could do is they could rent it out commercially if there's a millionaire out there who is looking for a place on the Windsor estate. There are other royal properties that have been rented out commercially in the last few years as they've tried to increase revenue and reduce the burden to the taxpayer.
I think in one of my videos yesterday, I read something and I just brushed it off. That actress, Michael Douglas and Jada Zahn or something like that, is renting somewhere in one of their property in the UK. Alright, so I read it vaguely, but I didn't really pay too much attention.
And of course, you've got people who also aren't fans of Andrew. Andrew should be moved from the royal estates. I mean, that's not going to happen anytime soon, is it?
Well, I don't believe so. I think they'll keep some sort of property for him, but who knows? I mean, he's no longer a working royal, the same with his daughters. Really, they don't represent the monarch in any way on official duties.
The other day, I didn't share it, but the other day, I think Eugenie went to, or maybe I did, went to a charity that does, I think, prosthetic, something for children. I saw it on Twitter, so I don't know if that was something she does privately for herself or she was representing the crown. Okay, so Eugenie, I think it was Eugenie who went and did that.
I think Andrew was always that when they were going off to university, and just after, they decided, as far as we were told, they decided it was their decision that they didn't want to have a life of ribbon cutting, they wanted to have their own careers, and yet he still wanted all the privileges for them. You know, the HRH titles, princess, having access to properties inside the royal cordon, originally in St James's Palace. So, it may well be that the king is trying to cut costs, and all of those people.
Yeah, and as you said, Richard, they're probably due to this story. There's now going to probably be eyes on the royal finances and what everyone's got in terms of their budgets. I've got a comment here from Andrew to downsize is ludicrous as Andrew on a budget. You said that he's got this £10 million
yes.
backup budget. Have you, Richard?
Yes, that's what.
No, it's finished. Well, when they release their budget thing at the end of the year, we better see some numbers. And look how they easily, I don't know, they don't talk about the bag full of cash that he got. That went, phew, it disappeared. You don't hear a damn thing about it. All right, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Another one.
Coronation.
Why is it? They could come for the coronation. All right, let's see.
They could come over briefly, stay there, and benefit from the security cordon, and they'd also be, I think, protected because they were attending a high-profile national event that was inevitably going to attract fixated individuals and other people who might pose a threat to members of the royal family. So I don't think there will be a security problem for them if they come over briefly and stay at Windsor. But
stay at Windsor. Yeah, they want to be. They want Harry and Meghan to be closer to them so they could see what they're doing. Who knows? There was one tweet that I read. The room that they're gonna put them is probably bugged so they could spew nonsense to the tabloid because they don't know how to stop. Meaning the royal family and whoever it is who usually leak to the tabloid, they can't stop. They need to feed the tabloid stuff because they owe them because the tabloid lost against Meghan, so they owe the tabloid some stuff. So they want juicy stuff. So remove them from the from Fragmore Cottage, put them closer where they could see them move, whatever it is that they're doing, so they could say nonsense to the tabloid. All right. So they don't have to say so. Or maybe Sauce could say, "Oh, I saw Meghan walking here barefooted. Oh, I did this, I did that. Oh, I saw Harry. Or I see Archie running this." So they could have nonsense to say. Okay, even though they didn't see a damn thing. So I hope Harry and Meghan just stay away. Let's finish. Listen.
I've been forced to look at things again. I think I was being told that the king wasn't a vindictive man and would be had invited them. I still understand that to be the case. I believe that there's been a private invitation to them, but it may well be, we're not talking to you. We're not, we're really fed up with you. But if you want to come, you're invited, but don't expect to get a wonderful welcome.
Yeah, I agree on that. For some reason, I agree with that part. Yeah, Harry and Meghan knows. They don't even show up. He wants to look good. He wants to all this stuff, but nah, he's burning bridges. If he really did care to show the public how much he cares, this nonsense that he's doing, he didn't have to. Okay, all this could have been privately done, maybe, but to put it out there into the papers and all of that to spear this nonsense, it doesn't have to be.
May well be that they don't come.
Okay, well, it's drawing ever closer, isn't it? It's March now, and of course they won't be in the back seats. They'll need to be near the front somehow, not on the front row. I'm sure they'll need to be near the front.
The dates are going out next week, I think, and then the formal invitations go out in April, much nearer the actual event.
Okay, I'm sure there'll be lots more to discuss on this topic, but we're going to move on now from Harry and Meghan, but still on the topic of the royals. King Charles this week has had a little bit of political controversy, so let's talk about.
Yeah, that's the one that I saw, but I brushed it off. I didn't want to talk about politics, but I didn't know it was about that though.
That now, Richard, we can see here meeting this comes at a time where Rishi Sunak is very much still talking about Brexit. It's still very much a talking point at the moment. And of course, Charles does meet with him every single week, doesn't he? As with all the other prime ministers. So it's dangerous territory. And we have actually spoken about this before.
Okay, so that's it. All right, let's see here. Windsor Castle. This happened yesterday. I think it's regarding some greenery or something like that. I didn't even bother sharing it. Pleasure to welcome the Crown Prince and Princess of Norway to Windsor this morning, discussing green energy, the environment, and much more. And I think I responded to it on another tweet. I was like, I don't think they really care. The only two that cares are the the Norway Royals. Look at their thing here. Oh, the squad were making fun of this guy on the side. Okay, I don't want to go into all of this. All right. Oh, what the hell? Okay, so this is other things. What is that? Is this the end? Will it now stop reporting on them? All right. Let's review these videos. What are these videos talking about? Okay, forget it. That's something completely different. Let me bookmark it for other things. Alright, so I'm on an hour and 15 minutes. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for okay. Prayer. I'm thinking for guidance and protection. Alright, for Harry and Meghan. Okay. Faith brings healing, prosperity, peace, love, joy, and blessings, empowering people of all backgrounds. Kids loved it. Building relationship, thriving students. Okay. Okay, this is the prayer that I was okay. I ask for your help to direct my path. Give me confidence that your direction is always the best way to go. In Jesus' name, amen. God of love, I feel like I am lost, but your word says that you will always guide me. All right, so that's for Harry and Meghan. All these noises that they create for no reason, God will always guide them. All right, let's pick one of these. I'm going with that one. Father, here I am before your throne with heavy hearts and anxious mind. Come, Lord, and fill me with your holy presence. Let me rest and be at peace. Let me feel your protection. Let me feel as if I'm under the shadow of your wings, safe, hidden, and secure in you. Only you can give and take it all. That's right, especially with the house that the Queen gifted them. But Charles decided, I'm taking it. But only God can take it all. Okay, and we're leaving that. This is a baggage for God. I pray, Father, please take my fear away and give me your peace that surpasses all understanding. You know that my life is in your hands. My trust and my hope is on you alone. Father, thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen. So I'm going to stay with that. Even though as I was reading it before, I felt like I read it before in other videos, but I think it fits suiting perfectly for this video. All right. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right. So I'm going to do another video. I have some few more tweets left to share with you. So I'll put it on another video. All right, so that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.